All good? Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming on a rather blustery Friday afternoon. And I apologize for doing this on a Friday, but I wanted to make sure all of you were, in fact, at work on a Friday afternoon. I talked to some of your bosses, and they kind of worry about you sometimes. Seriously, it took us up till this time to really be able to put this project together. So the timing may not always be appropriate for certain announcements as far as media, but when we do put together a project, we need to announce that to the general public as soon as we possibly can. As most of you know, we've been concentrating a lot of our effort in downtown Fort Wayne over the past 8 years, and we're going to continue to do that because I firmly believe that downtowns are the heart of any community. You know that we invest in neighborhoods as well, and for the last several years we've invested millions and millions of dollars. But we cannot lose the focus that downtowns are the heart of every community. So I did recently announce to you that Skyline Tower was going to be built by Brad Toothaker, who's with me today, and other announcement that the landing, the continuation of our progress at the riverfront initiative, and a number of other things that are going on in downtown. Well, we're here today to announce an additional incentive for people to come to downtown Fort Wayne, and one more initiative that we're going to add to our portfolio of our vibrant, exciting downtown Fort Wayne. And I'm going to ask two individuals to come up today to tell you what that is, and that is Brad Toothaker, as I mentioned. He is obviously a part of what we're going to be announcing today, as well as Larry Griggers. Larry is from Indianapolis. He is a tremendously successful businessman in the hospitality business. I've had the pleasure of working with him throughout the process of putting this together. So at this time, I'd like to ask both of them to come up and share with you the good news today. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be back at this podium to talk about the next piece of the Skyline Tower project. On behalf of Great Lakes Capital, I'm excited to announce our first floor anchor tenant for Skyline Tower, Ruth's Steakhouse. What Fort Wayne has accomplished downtown during the great revitalization period is clearly a major draw. Ruth's reputation and tradition of excellence with this regional draw downtown made it a perfect fit for Skyline Tower, truly setting the table for the project. Fort Wayne will become one of a very small group of distinguished cities with the Ruth's Chris, a true source of pride and accomplishment for all of us here today. This partnership was a long time in the making, and we know it will contribute to Skyline's long-term success. It is important to note that restaurants have always played an essential role in a thriving society, and they're more important today than ever. As our world becomes more digital, we have an even greater need to celebrate our major life events, personal and professional, as we collect together with one another in restaurants. Ruth's Chris is a major part of those celebrations across the country and will now be in Fort Wayne. Restaurants are woven into city planning, neighborhood development, and real estate unlike any other time in history. We're thrilled to be a part of the continued renaissance of downtown as the heart of the region. Thanks to Mayor Henry and Ruth's Chris, and Larry Griggers especially, for believing in our vision as they've done in the past. I now hand over to Larry Griggers, franchise partner of Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, for more details about the restaurant. Larry.
Thank you. I want to say something about Mayor Henry. He was a hard man to say no to. He worked on us for, I don't know, a few months, and got us excited about his vision, revitalization of downtown. And, you know, honestly speaking, it's a relatively small market for the Ruth's Chris type chain. But after a few visits, a few more discussions, we really saw what he was doing and totally bought into it. And I remember calling the CEO of Ruth's Chris, public company, and I said, Mike, I know where we want to put our next Ruth's Chris. And he's thinking Omaha, Lincoln, Nebraska, because we've looked at all those places. I said, no, It's Fort Wayne, Indiana. There was this long pause on the phones. Fort Wayne? Absolutely. And fortunately for us, we had been successful putting one in Mishawaka, which is a smaller market. And because of that, he basically said, you know what, you guys go ahead. I mean, we've got approvals to go through. We've got approvals still here to go through. But we got the blessing, have started our design process. In fact, Peggy back here's our kind of design specialist on our team. And I don't know if you have questions, I'll be happy to answer them, but I will say this, it's going to be about a 9,000 to 10,000 square foot restaurant. That's fairly significant. Probably seat 250 to 300 people. And we in the Midwest, we have 5 of them in the Midwest. We've kind of gotten a reputation for having a very active, energetic bar setting. They've all got Cheers type bars. And I don't, has anybody been to the one in Indianapolis on the north side? The new one? You know what that's like. Very, very energetic. The design of this restaurant will be similar in quality to that one. We're very proud of that one. So we'll have private dining facilities, banquet facilities. Brad said we will have patio dining. Maybe what am I missing?
It's connected to the parking garage, so
Yes.
no one has to step
Yeah.
outside.
After seeing this weather here, that's a major consideration. So I don't know if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, but we're very excited. We're just visiting with the mayor in here, and he was going through not 1, not 2, 3, or 4, but 7 or 8 new initiatives, you know, in the arena and so forth in town. It's extremely exciting, so we're here.
Too far.
Pardon?
Don't say too much.
Oh, yeah. He hasn't announced those yet, right?
We'd like to know. Tell us what you know.
Yeah, I gotta-
Thank you very much. Seriously, if any of you have any questions of Larry or Brad or myself, be glad to take those now, or certainly will be available.
Do you have another news conference coming on?
Not yet. Seriously, if this is a great day for the city of Fort Wayne, to be able to add to our hospitality inventory is something that we've been searching for quite some time. And to have a quality restaurant like this in downtown Fort Wayne is certainly not only going to please those who work downtown, but a lot of the conventioneers who come to our city who are asking for an additional facility for dining. One of this quality has been an area of interest for quite some time. So we're very, very excited about an additional restaurant for downtown Fort Wayne and adding to, again, to our quality of life. So if there's any questions at all?
Well, is this a strictly market deal, or are there any incentives forthcoming?
They're part of the.
So nothing additional to what's
No.
been announced?
No. Well, again, we'll be available for private interviews. Thank you so much for coming. We wanted to invite you to come with us today to introduce all of you to this new addition. Thank you.